Nava's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, what is the overall purpose of the COVID area risk score and just how accurate is it? Plus, how shipping delays of produce affect local businesses. And Chigat Beach on Tinian is reopened to the public after removal of metallic debris. Hafiday and good evening. The CAR score is speeding off a cliff. That number skyrocketing to 162.6 this week. We look back at how it was built, and as many residents question if it's accurate and if we still need it, one leading doctor says it's time to abandon it.
Like your credit score, there's a lot of math behind it. You can kind of understand a little bit about what those factors are, but in the end, it's the score that really matters, and it's easier to follow.
It's known as the CAR score, or COVID Area Risk Score. In November 2020, former Public Health Chief Medical Officer and the mind behind what he called the one score to follow was on the link to give meaning to the numbers. These days, the CAR score's check engine light turning on, reaching as high as 162.6. Here's Dr. Cabrera again from 2 years ago.
The CAR score was used in the summer primarily for how we risk stratified travelers that were entering to Guam into what quarantine protocol they were going to end up going into. And the CAR score was meant for non-Guam areas and what their score was so that we can assess the risk of these different areas. So now we're actually using it to assess ourselves. We always kind of track where we are relative to the rest of the public, but this now is really focused, and in all honesty, this is the third version of the CAR score.
The score took into account incidents of new cases, test positivity rate, and rate of spread. And then Press Secretary Crystal Paco San Agustin stressed the need for the score on November 23, 2020.
The lower the score, the better our ability locally to manage our COVID risk, and the higher the score, the more we are testing those maximum limits of our public health system and our hospitals. So what you saw a few weeks ago when our CAR score was in the 40s was we were putting out we had to do extraordinary measures to help manage our COVID response. We had to, the Blue Med tents had to be assembled. We've had to, call on our military counterparts to help supplement or augment our staffing in the hospital.
This morning, she told KUAM that the formula was created before public health interventions like vaccinations, boosters, and treatment. The most critical metric, she says, is number of hospitalizations. The governor also relied on the CAR score in this address from November 9, 2020.
I am calling on each of you to strive for 5, to maintain a CAR score of 5 or under for the next few weeks.
That's a far cry from the use of the CAR score coming to a screeching halt that seemingly asks the public to close their eyes and ignore the staggering number when the island is in a surge. Former PAG Chair Hoa Wen says it's time to move on.
We should kind of stop using the CAR score at this point. I mean, there's a lot of factors that we currently have that kind of need to do a lot of adjustment for the CAR score, especially, we have a high percentage of people that fully vaccinated already. So I think we just have to follow the rate of positivity in the community and just follow that daily and weekly.
He agrees that monitoring hospitalizations is vital and the CAR score confuses the public.
It doesn't make any sense, so I don't like it either.
It's a case of hate to say I told you so. Former Physicians Advisory Group Chair Dr. Hoa Wen sounded the alarm for the Delta surge last year, and he's doing the same for what he says is surely Omicron on Guam. Here's more.
Dr. Hoa Wen says Omicron has definitely arrived on island.
This is Omicron. It's not the Christmas gathering. This is not the New Year gathering. This is Omicron because we see the infection so rapid out there. that is really crazy.
The doctor saying the highly contagious COVID-19 variant will spare no one.
Unvaxxed, vaxxed, fully vaccinated, partially vaccinated, boosted, recent infection with Delta, it's gonna go right through to you if you drop your mask. And that's what we see in our practice. Everyone we talk to is that there's some type of gathering that they attend and they drop their mask and they got infected.
With COVID hospitalizations currently at 15 and what he calls the start of the surge, Dr. Wen says we can expect more.
The hospital admission is usually about 10 days, 2 weeks behind. So we need to keep our finger crossed that it doesn't go up, because we have triple digit now for at least a week now. So we have to be careful.
And how do we beat back the Omicron variant surge, or at least try and slow it down? Dr. Wen says it's about getting back to basics.
Wear the mask, okay? Mask work, okay? And also, if you don't have to go to the gathering, stay away from the gathering, okay? That's where the super spread is. So just all the gathering, only to drop your mask, and I promise you, the highly chance you're going to get the Omicron.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
An afternoon school vaccination clinic at Maria Ulloa Elementary School in Dededo just wrapped up. Joining us live to give us a recap is our Isaiah Uggan. Isaiah?
That's right, Tomas. The after-school COVID-19 vaccination clinic just wrapped up moments ago here at Maria Ulloa Elementary School in Dededo. A handful of parents showed up this afternoon having their child get immunized against the virus. We spoke to a parent who actually shared what prompted them to get their child vaccinated against the virus, and she basically explained, with the Joint Information Center reporting 309 cases over the weekend, she felt it was time to have her child be safe, especially against this deadly virus spreading widely within the community. Meanwhile, the Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Department of Education will be continuing to host after-school COVID-19 vaccination clinics this week. The D.L. Perez Elementary School in Jigo will have a COVID vaccine outreach tomorrow from 3 to 6 p.m. Then on Thursday, January 15th, Finnegodzen Elementary School will also have a COVID vaccine clinic from 3:30 to 6 p.m. All COVID vaccines will be available at these sites, including booster shots. Parents or legal guardians are required to provide a minor's birth certificate and government-issued photo identification in order for nurses to administer the Pfizer vaccine to minors. Guardians are also required to bring legal guardianship or power of attorney documents. Children must be accompanied by a parent or legal guardian to get the jab. And we'll have more tomorrow night on primetime. Reporting live in Dededo for KUAM News, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Isaiah. That was Isaiah Uggan reporting live from Dededo. Now, for the complete list of after-school vaccination clinics, head over to our website. That's KUAM.com. And with the appointment-based system now in place, residents who need or want to get tested for COVID can now book it online. Daniel Perez has our next report.
When entering the Tizan COVID testing site, you'll notice there are two lines. The results of added scheduled appointments are rolled out this week. There shouldn't be too much confusion since 2 or 3 National Guard members will guide you to the right line. The new appointment system aims to make the process more efficient by also filling out forms digitally ahead of time. Public Health PIO Janela Carrera.
With the partnership with the National Guard, they're the ones who assisted us in trying to manage the line. And so what they were doing was they were going to each car to determine whether or not they had appointments. And so what they would do is, for those who did have appointments, they would ask them to fall into a separate line.
This morning at the test site, lines appeared shorter than it was yesterday, possibly due to the new appointment system. You can still get tested without an appointment, although there is a limit, which Carrera could not specify.
We really do want to push for people to schedule an appointment. That way, we can limit the wait time for those who come there. And so that's what's occurring now. And we did notice that yesterday.
Appointments are per person and not per vehicle, according to Public Health, and 4 people are allowed to be scheduled per vehicle. To schedule your testing, go to tinyurl.com/COVID stops with me. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Thanks, Daniel. And Guam Homeland Security says there was no immediate threat this morning from yet another North Korean missile launch. The Pentagon is also keeping a close watch on the missile activity out of Pyongyang. And during a briefing in Washington today, Pentagon spokesman Admiral John Kirby said they're aware of North Korea's claims of firing a hypersonic missile.
We don't have any updates to an assessment about with more specificity as to what was fired. We've called it a ballistic missile, and we are still assessing the details of it. And as you know, a ballistic missile program, them firing ballistic missiles, continues to be in violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions, and we certainly call on the DPRK to abide by those obligations and those responsibilities and to look for ways to de-escalate.
The hypersonic missile claims come on the heels of the high-level 2+2 meetings between the U.S. Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense and the Japanese Foreign Minister and Defense Minister. Kirby was asked about an agreement signed by the two countries following the meeting regarding hypersonic missile defense systems.
Can this be seen as sending a strong signal to China and North Korea?
I think the development of advanced capabilities, and certainly the development of advanced capabilities inside the rubric of the alliance with Japan, really speaks to the growing tensions and challenges from a security perspective that we see in the Indo-Pacific region writ large. We continue to see, as the Secretary said in his opening statement, coercive, aggressive behavior out of the People's Republic of China. There's no shortage of things for the United States and Japan to want to continue to talk about and improve about our alliance and our capabilities, given the tensions and the challenges in the Indo-Pacific right now.
Guam was also specifically mentioned in a joint statement following the 2+2 meeting. The U.S. and Japan confirmed, quote, the importance of accelerating bilateral work on force realignment efforts, including land returns and consolidation of U.S. facilities in Okinawa, and the relocation of approximately 4,000 Marine Corps personnel from Okinawa to Guam beginning in 2024. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The military also announced yesterday a series of major multilateral training exercises in the next 6 months that will bring thousands of U.S. and allied troops to Guam. And shifting gears, can't create the dish to the tea because you're lacking a certain ingredient, can't purchase your favorite strawberry cake because there are no strawberries. Guam has been feeling the impact of global shipping delays, and the community is warned to start shopping and thinking more sustainably. Tyler Matanani has our next story.
About 90% of the island's produce are imported. Empty shelves are slowly raising questions over the island's food security. Local food and beverage businesses such as Mighty Purple are revealing just how much the shipping delays impact them. CEO and President Roque Alcantara.
We use a lot of berries here, so of course when that doesn't come in, there's no source on island that we can go to locally. Even if I go to one distributor to another distributor and ask if they have this and that, they're going to tell me the same thing because it's all coming from the same place.
He says they've had to stay with the bare minimum of fruits that they can get, such as bananas, coconuts, and pineapple, and often have to explain to customers that what's happening is beyond their control. Gourmet Guam is another local business that has had to shift operations due to the delays. Strawberries in particular account for half of their cakes. Vice President Joe Diego.
We're trying to market alternative cakes to kind of make up at least for the lack of strawberries. Working out so far, but it's probably a challenge we're going to face moving forward in this year.
Diego says they've often had to resort to local markets for certain ingredients because their wholesalers haven't been able to bring them in.
We've been told this week by our two wholesalers they're not going to have deliveries this week because of between severe weather and the supply chain disruption.
But even the local markets are taking a hit. Payless Chief People Officer Luis Munoz says they've noticed smaller stores are coming in to purchase from them.
Obviously, you can see that some of the areas in our produce department are lacking a lot more than others.
Specifically, prepackaged salads, berries, and mushrooms.
All those items that don't last very long on the shelf because of our air freight being delayed due to weather concerns, you probably will see it empty for at least another week.
You can still purchase produce from their frozen section. However, Munya encourages everyone to practice sustainability and support local.
Support more local farmers and maybe develop some recipes that will help add a little bit more variety to what they cook in their kitchen. We know that throughout the year that we're going to need to be a little bit more cautious about what we purchase and how we purchase, and unfortunately, we can't do anything about what's being imported into Guam and the delays that happen.
Delayed shipments are part of the price to live in paradise. Stick around as we continue to explore alternatives to creating a more sustainable Guam. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Thanks, Tyler. Once again, we invite you to voice your view across our social media pages with our daily question. As cases surge today, we want to know, what are your thoughts on the CAR score and should we still use it? We'll share responses on the link. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Beautiful. It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094. Welcome back. In spite or maybe because of the pandemic, there are more new business startups than ever before. And Senator Jim Moylan also credits legislation he sponsored that lowers the cost of launching a limited liability company, or LLC, from $1,000 to $250. He says the number of new business filings rose by more than 50% from 230 pre-pandemic in 2019 to 345 in 2021.
It's such a high risk to open your business, right? Even with pandemic or without pandemic. But folks are doing it more, and maybe especially now may not have any other option but to sustain themselves with their own business.
The legislature overrode the governor's veto of the measure, and Moylan says the statistics provided by Revenue and Taxation show they made the right move.
Are not generated, I believe, not by fees for the government. Revenues are generated by successful companies, by people willing to take the risk and open the companies. And I think this would help us attract more individuals to do the same, and maybe attract other businesses to come to the island, right?
DRT did see a drop in filing fees from $230,000 in 2019 to $86,000 in 2021, but Moylan believes that was more than offset by the new business tax revenue. And in regional news, the U.S. Navy reopens Chicket Beach on Tinian to the public. 350 pounds of metallic debris was removed from the area, marking a safe return to the shores for many residents to the site, which was part of the military battle and a training ground.
That beach is a unique beach for us, and at the same time, it has some of the local herbs, that we use for local medicinal. and the municipality and through the governor's office back then agreed, and the military, to start cleaning up Chicken Beach.
Chicket Beach on Tinian is now open to the public. It was a battle site in World War II and then became the Tinian Motor Range and remained a military training facility until 1994. According to Joint Region Marianas, site surveys were done to determine environmental and munition hazards in 2017 at the beach and its surrounding area. They say they only found munitions debris from small arms. They also cleared 350 pounds of metallic debris.
They've been doing this for almost 6 years. And, Typhoon U2 came around. They had to suspend everything. And then they started working on it. And then U2 came around. And then the flights were delayed. People can't come in and all these things. So then they came back just about a year and a half ago. A year ago, when they started moving the project. And then now it's accessible for the community to come and use this place.
Residents can now drive to the beach, which was not part of the original plan. The reopening perhaps a sign of the times as military activity ramps up. The mayor says there's open dialogue between island leaders and military officials.
We want to be a part of our national defense. No, we are as blue and red, white, and blue as we can, and we support the armed forces. But there are things too that are very grave concern to our local.
And 10 construction companies, including 6 Guam-based contractors, will share in a $400 million design-build, multiple award construction contract announced today by the Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command, or NAVFAC Marianas. The local companies include Allied Pacific, Builders of Dededo, BME and Sons of Mangilao, Fargo Pacific of Tumuning, Modern International of Barragata, Serrano Construction of Dededo, and Technic Con of Mangilao. In a news release, NAVFAC Marianas Commanding Officer Captain Tim Liberator said the contract award to 5 local companies demonstrates the Navy's enduring partnership with the island's construction industry to leverage the expertise and talent of our small business community. The work includes new construction, renovation, modernization, and routine repair and maintenance at various federal or military facilities and installations in Guam. The contract term is not to exceed 96 months, with a completion date of January 2030. And Attorney John Cruz Santos appeared before Judge Michael Berdalio in District Court today. They discussed admitting him back to Lighthouse Recovery Center. Santos was one of 12 people involved in a federal indictment for running drugs from Nevada to Guam. He admitted to picking up meth multiple times from the post office sent from Nevada. In December of 2012, he was busted when federal agents found a package addressed to him containing 81 grams of meth. In May of 2015, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was released to Lighthouse Recovery Center to receive treatment, but was terminated for having a cell phone. Following his termination, he failed to make any contact with the court for 2 years, and an arrest warrant was issued. At this time, the court has not made a final decision and plans to issue its recommendation shortly. In the meantime, Santos will remain detained. And it's no secret that Guam has a stray animal problem, but island mayors are saying enough is enough. A stray dog biting a PD resident has Mayor's Council of Guam President and Village Mayor Jesse Allig calling on nonprofit organization Guam Animals in Need, better known as GAIN, to accept more stray animals that they are taking off the roads.
Because I had a resident whose grandchild got bit by a dog, and the only reason why the dog was taken at GAIN was because the dog bit a child. And if we're going to wait for these dogs to be biting people before we take them into the shelter, we're just going to continue to lose this battle.
According to the mayor, within the 19 villages, the island's stray animal population is around 40 to 60,000 dogs and cats. He told KUAM News recently that it's not only the dog bite incident, but mayors are having to take care and pay out of pocket for the stray animals taken off the streets because GAIN are not taking in any more of the animals due to the shelter in Jigo being full.
They've met capacity, they're full, and they cannot take in any of the dogs that we trap or that we catch, round up on a daily basis. And every mayor has a dog, almost a dog a day, and we end up having to hold on to it and care for the dog that's not ours. And when we keep the dogs that are caught or trapped. We pay for their shelter, we pay for their food, and that just adds on to the responsibility of caring for the animal. And it's not our job. It needs to get to an animal shelter.
Alec added that if space is an issue, Gaines should expand their shelter capacity. No further details were released regarding the status of the PD resident that was bit by a stray dog. Stay with us. Coming up next on KUAM News Sports with Dave Delgado, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Boys preseason championship hoops from the McDonald's High School Basketball Classic. Warriors and Islanders, the last 2 teams standing. St. Paul went to their press early and led 14-6 midway through the first quarter. Warriors up 38-28 at the break. Josiah Quintanilla going to work. Nice bounce pass for the tough lay-in. Justin Lazama catch and shoot from long range. He's cashing in for 3 points. 56-42 Warriors heading into the fourth quarter. Jacob Miranda driving inside. Miranda dropping dimes. Quintanilla spots up and buries the corner 3. Varel Cruz finds Mark Morales cutting back door for the assist. Morales known for his 3-point shooting, but decides to take it inside. Kevin Tahazi with the step back, foot's on the line to mark him down for 2 the long way. Cruz with the cross-court pass to Kyle Watanabe. Warriors pick up the dub and head into the season as one of the top teams vying for the championship trophy. E.J. Cruz to Josiah Quintanilla. Back to Cruz for the corner 3. Josiah Quintanilla led all scorers in the win with 31. Keep it with basketball news. The UOG Tritons men's team is suiting up 7 players to compete in the Take It to the South tournament. This is the first time UOG has stepped back onto the court since the pandemic. Leading the team is head coach Dana Holmes. 8 teams will be competing in the double elimination tournament held down in Talofofo. The Triton Athletics Department plans to host at least one men's league at the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse this semester, as well as play in an Anderson Air Force-based tournament in March. Congratulations to Dartmouth men's rugby player Matias Calvo, who was selected to the New England Independence Red All-Star Rugby team. Matias is one of the forwards on the roster. The All-Star Shield Challenge is a national tournament that features 8 regional all-star teams from across the nation competing January 15th through the 17th at the Houston SaberCats of Viva Stadium. Check out ncrugby.org for more information.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Although Giving Tuesday, the Global Day of Giving, is in November, KUAM continues with Giving Every Tuesday, highlighting individuals, businesses, and organizations who are giving back and spreading kindness. Tonight, we highlight Analista and Co.'s Fashion for a Cause.
Analista & Company decided to launch Fashion for a Cause this year. Last year we launched Hoodies for a Cause, and we wanted to make sure that we could provide an array of products beyond just hoodies. So what we wanted to do was encourage the community to come out and support Catholic Social Services food pantry. And so for every hoodie that's sold, every t-shirt that's sold, every custom button-up that was sold, we donated $5 for every shirt and $15 for every hoodie to go towards the Catholic Social Services food pantry.
In just 2 months of the campaign, the Guam-based eclectic brand was able to collect $1,050, selling 30 hoodies and 100 t-shirts. Receiving the generous donation from Analista and his wife on December 30th was Lisa Bordalio, Marketing and Client Services Manager for Catholic Social Service.
We were really happy and really appreciative. We're very grateful to work with local businesses who want to give back and give a portion of their proceeds to a nonprofit and a food pantry like this one.
The funds raised will go toward their expanding food pantry.
This is one of the few programs that we have that is it's solely based on donations. So it's not funded by any other source. So that donation will be going to the food pantry, and we will be using it to purchase any food stocks that we run low on, so that we can continue to sustain the operations and give more families food, families in need.
Analista explains why they wanted to help in any way they could, knowing that there are people on the island who go hungry every day.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
January 11th is a great day to have a happy birthday, especially if you are Theo Jude, who has 5 birthday candles to blow out this year. So Theo, Mom, Dad, Brother Lucas, and Aggie are sending you the happiest birthday wishes ever. And you know what? All of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery are hoping that you have a fantastic birthday. 5 candles, that's a lot. And we celebrate you, and we hope you and your family have a wonderful, happy birthday.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Hello and Hafa Day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle right here on KUAM. We have a bunch